Good evening. This is Christina of Red Soul. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. What's on my heart today is the update of the ASU students. Yes, ASU students, Arizona State University students that came across a couple of white guys at the so-called multicultural center due to the fact one of them had a police life matter sticker on his laptop, even though it belonged to him, and they were also triggered with an anti-Biden t-shirt, as they would, if they come across me with the Let's Go Brandon shirt and the FJB, as you probably assume what that means, but I don't curse on my platform, so you can assume what that means, and I got it as a Christmas gift for myself because I've always wanted a t-shirt like that, especially after watching the Hodge twins, or conservative twins. Keith and Kevin are funny fellas. So that's how I found out about this platform in the first place. So I'm very blessed to end up getting it. However, this is an update of these ladies. I guess one was Hispanic and the other was a black lady. She may have been biracial, I don't know. But they harassed and bullied, cyberbullying these white guys. I also have it on my Rumble channel. If you want to go back and see that, I think it's just ASU victimization or something like that, as I will title this video. So, after what had happened in that situation, now, as a result, the white guys, I think there were two white guys and one Asian guy. They ended up leaving after the confrontation about these ladies, and I use that term loosely, saying that they're in their spaces and they need to leave, just like a recent black queen did the same thing at a Virginia University campus. These girls decided to do the same thing, harassing these guys, and they just flat out said, hey, we belong here too. What, white is not a culture? And they flat out said no, being triggered. Like, how dare you challenge us? Well, I've lived in Europe, so yeah, it is a culture. They were too ignorant to even find out their background. Not that it even mattered, but they still had a right to be there. So, with their racist rhetoric, and it was a racist rhetoric, even though people say, people of color can't be racist. Well, in the eyes of God, it's still murder, because you are targeting people based on how they look. These guys were still and are still made in the image of God. So yes, these girls were wrong. So it backfired on them, and I found this out on Brandon Tatum's video this morning, because I was working from home today. And so I just wanted to reflect and put it on my heart what I was going to say this evening. I already shared it briefly on my podcast, but I'm elaborating it a little bit more here. And as a result, one of them, his name is, what's the lady's name? Satanas or something. She was on one of those black channels, news channels that's losing money anyway, losing debates anyway, because it's supposed to be a black channel. And when you focus on that type of misogynist and woke culture like that, you're not going to succeed. So she was talking to one of the ladies, I think Mark Lamont Hill guy is also part of that. But she was interviewed by some other lady. How, she was criminalized and victimized, and they want to rape and lynch her in there. And I mean, they both were in on it. after they called them out and punished them for what they did. Now, the only thing I disagree with what the white guys did is that they left. They should have waited till the cops or somebody gone. I mean, you can disagree with me, and that's fine. But I don't think they should have left. But maybe to not make it escalate any longer, I guess they just went ahead and left, because the guy with the anti-Biden t-shirt was questioned like, oh, well, white is not a culture. And then the other girl just snapped on him like saying no and all this. And as it escalated, I guess they didn't want any more chaos, and they just got up and left. But I'm glad this justice is going on, just like with this Juicy Smollett thing, that as long as you let people get away with things, it's like a long handled spoon, whatever that idiom or saying is. You can't just keep allowing people to get away with these things. Now, if these girls, these girls or these young ladies or whatever, felt so oppressed, and being in a white supremacist university, there were many other black colleges that they could have gone to, HBCUs or whatever you call them, that they could have gone to, and then they wouldn't have had to worry about all this chaos. Now they're in trouble and punished by the university, because I think they received a letter, if I remember this clearly, because I only came across 2 stories. One from Brandon Tatum, and the other from Black Conservative Channel, that exposed these ladies as an update. So, if they were that distraught, and now they're causing more chaos, now that they're in trouble. Now, they should have been expelled from the university, because they're hindering these young men's lives. But it is what it is, and the university is giving them a chance, but yet they still want to stir up chaos. Now, if it gets out of hand again, which is what they're doing, and these BLM foolish people are also joining in with them, making them feel victimized, then the school should just expel them altogether, and they can ruin their own livelihood. I never thought in my mind, even when I was in college, to come up with some ridiculous thing, even when I was a liberal, to just come out and just lie on people. Even if I didn't think something was not right, I would most likely either ignore it or just leave it, brush it under the rug and leave it alone, because it's not even all that big deal, because everything is not about you and what people think of you. But I'm going to close it here, and I hope you all have a blessed new year. Pray for our nation. Pray for our brothers and sisters, especially those that are being persecuted under the Taliban in Afghanistan. And I'll talk to you super soon. And don't forget to subscribe. I've got some subscribers, especially on YouTube, and I appreciate you dearly. Thanks for listening.